Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patty, for those of you who do not know, and we are getting into another little girl talk life update. So go ahead and get your little blankie like I got mine. Get you a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a little liquor, a little wine if you need it. I got my little Zaxby's cup, and we're just gonna catch up and talk. We are very much knee deep into the holiday season. You're probably seeing this either before or right after Christmas, and you know, everybody's talking about goal setting, and I feel like so many people have a lot of mixed emotions about it. Some people are like, I don't like the new year, new me type of situation. Wherever your marker is for wanting to make a change in your life should be celebrated, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you're using the new year to be your marker for setting new goals in your life, then that's fine. If you like to do it for your birthday, then it's fine. If you like to do it on a random Tuesday, then that's fine. But do what works for you and don't knock what everybody else is doing. If it don't make you happy, it doesn't make you happy. So I feel like a lot of times I start these life updates talking about my current feels of Charlotte, because I have quite a few followers from the Charlotte area, and my thoughts on it and how I'm feeling. So I'm now 2 years in, and I can honestly say that while I love it here, I don't know if I see myself here forever. And maybe I'll turn that into like a whole other video for those people who are still interested in this area. And I feel like if it's in my path to get married and have kids here, then it would be perfect. But as someone who is a single woman kind of in my nomad phase of life, I don't know. I didn't think I would miss so much of like the nightlife of the DMV area, but I actually do miss it. I miss having luxury, high-end bougie nightlife options that cater to my personal demographic of blackness, okay? I miss going to beautiful lounges that do sell hookah, not just a hole in the walls, okay? I miss being thrust into an environment of just wonderful music, and I love house music, you know? I love Afro beats, and I'm a piano and reggae and reggaeton, and I love a very wide range of music, and of course hip-hop and R&B. I just miss not feeling limited in my blackness and the options available to me. That's the perfect way I can put it in Charlotte. And I know it can get there. I know it's growing to get there, and I know that probably by now you've heard people say like, don't move here for the nightlife. And I don't think I realized how much I would miss it. I thought I was like, oh, that's fine. And while I do want to be in the crib by midnight, sometimes I just want to go out with my friends and look cute and just fit in the vibe, dance if I want to dance. The only places I've been out to here where people dance are the Spanish clubs. The black clubs that are really just like cookouts, like people don't even try to put it on here like that. It ain't giving. So that's the only thing that I would really say. But as far as a place to settle down, get married, grow in a family, if you are in the banking finance industry, it's definitely somewhere where you can definitely grow in your environment, in your career. But I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know. But I did move here knowing that I still had a very, very deep desire to live abroad. That's something that I have not done before. I didn't have the opportunity to study abroad in college, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. Many of you probably know Aaliyah's face. She is actually living my dream, y'all. When I saw her decide to have a unit, get her own place in Dubai and also have a place in New York, I was like, bruh, that is literally speaking to my innermost self, because I want to be closer to family, but I also have this itch to just explore the world, and that's not something that I have been able to do at the magnitude that I would like to do it. So keep that in mind. So I did create a list because y'all know your girl can talk unscripted, but I did kind of have very niche topics that I wanted to talk about. And one of the big things that I'm excited for 2025 is I've made the active decisions to slow down some. And I don't know what it is about this phase of life that I'm in, but I am really searching for and like desiring understanding in a way that I don't feel like I've ever craved before. And I'm still trying to unpack like where that is coming from. But I feel like people just don't get it. Like most people are like, oh, I want to be outside. I want to go here and I want to do these things. And I'm like, it's different when you're in it, right? Because for me, as a single woman that does not have kids, that desires marriage and a family, I can't wait to just be in the crib with my man and my kids, right? But when you say that to mothers, they're like, bruh, it's ghetto. I'm ready to get out of here. I love them, but they driving me crazy. And for me, I'm like, bruh, I can't wait to hit the pitter patter little feet. I cannot wait to have my excuse ready to be like, nah, y'all go to the club. I'm at home with my man and my kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the grass always appears greener on the other side. So the same way that motherhood isn't a basket of roses, the same way being super overscheduled is not. And I finally saw a post that I put on on Instagram that finally spoke to how I feel, because I just felt like people weren't getting it. And I felt like my definition of a full life has shifted. Like, I don't feel like nobody really warned me that your 30s you were gonna go through another pivotal shift in your life, in your mindset, and what you want out of life, and your career, and how you view relationships and friendships would shift so much. But when I tell you, my couple years in my 30s have kind of been roaring. Okay, it's been an adjustment in a way that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting I don't give a F about nothing, this is me and this is who I am, which I feel like we're getting there. But I did not realize it was going to be such a shift in how I view the world and myself and so many other different things. It's so beautifully layered, but it's also like, wow. And I'm kind of going through this phase where I feel like trying to get emotional. Y'all know I get emotional on all these life updates, where I just feel like my desires in life has changed, and this next year it's going to be executed differently than I have in the past. And it's hard because I feel like I've been used to being like the fun friend, the gap filler friend, whether you want to travel, you want to go to church, you want to turn up. And I'm getting to a place now where I'm not desiring certain things anymore. And I don't know if you've ever heard old people say like, you'll change one day, or like you'll know when you're ready to change when you lose the taste for it. I'm losing the taste for a lot of things, and it's uncomfortable and it's exciting, but it's also scary because I feel like there's a grieving of who you used to be, who you used to be and who you thought you were. And y'all, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. The OD drinking is not fun to me no more. It's really not. Now, you gonna catch me on a vacation throwing them back? You are. But like every other week, all the time, like the binge drinking, which I think is a fine by, don't quote me, more than 3 drinks in an hour, y'all, it makes me feel disgusting. Okay. I have hangovers for sure. I get sluggish. I just don't like how I feel. And it's really hard when you've been the turn up friend, the fun friend that's always ready to go and have a good time. But a good time for me right now, which could change again, right? It's not that. It's not being exhausted. It's not being out 2-3 in the morning. That's not what that's looking like for me right now. And it's uncomfortable to admit those things to yourself, to admit them out loud. But like, I want to do that on vacation. I don't want that to be a regular part of my existence on a day-to-day basis. I don't. I really don't. And to be honest, I love exploring new places outside of my home where I'm like located. But as far as Charlotte, that's not where I really want to be partying hard. This is my place of refuge. It's my place of rest, safety, and nourishment. And the binge drinking is not it. It's not it, and it's not helpful on your fitness journey whatsoever. I'm also tired of just being constantly on the go. I'm going through this shift of like friendship and what I felt like being a good friend is. And for me, which I'm still trying to unpack, like, where does this come from? Being a good friend for me and support and friend and family member, it means showing up in the present. I'm not the friend that feels like just because I talk to you on the phone, I was there for you. That doesn't cut it for me. To me, showing up is in the flesh. So I know somebody was like, oh, you know, forget the FOMO. I'm like, it's not a fear of missing out. It's never a fear of missing out. It's a fear of not showing up for you. It's a feeling of not being present for you, not making you know that what you're doing in life, I want to celebrate with you. It's never missing out. Like, I really, like, babes, I can sleep. I sleep through a lot of things. It's never that. I just never want people in my life to feel like I don't love them. And the way I show love is being physically present. And I was raised that way too. Growing up, we went and saw my grandma at least once, most times twice a month. She was a state away, but it was an active choice and decision. And my family, we show up by being present for birthdays, celebrations, anniversaries, milestones. We show up in the physical, and spiritual and stuff as well too, but presence. And the Washington Post actually published a study, it was either this year or towards the end of last year, that talks about that. It talks about the power of your influence in friendships and how physical presence matters so much more than being a virtual friend. And this next year, it's gonna be really hard for me. I'm really trying not to cry, for real, because I cannot physically be there as I have been. One, it is a cost, okay? I don't live in the DMV anymore. I'm not just like a little short drive away. I have to hop on a flight, and then it's not just the flight, it's the money you spend while you're there, it's the parking, it's the Ubers, it's the activities. There's a huge cost physically, financially, emotionally for me to show up. And I never want to feel the way I did last year. Last year was so hard, and well, I guess still this year because it's not technically 2025 yet. And a lot of people didn't know it, because though I was saying it, my default emotion is joy. So because I have a smile on my face and I'm giggling and laughing through it, bruh, I'm not okay. And I really thought that I was hiding it well until my sister and brother was like, you might got everybody else fooled, but we know you were not okay. And a lot of people will be like, yes, I know you just went through the layoff, but look at all the things that you did. And it's just like, you have no idea how I was dying on the inside, financially, spiritually, emotionally, to be present. And it should never be that way. So this year, this coming year, challenging myself to find other ways to still feel like I'm being present without always physically having to be there. The first year I moved here, I was in DC like 7 or 8 times. And this past year, I was there probably like 6 or 7 as well. That was like every other month, sometimes month after month. Babes, the flights, although they are reasonably priced from Charlotte, that rate, yeah, your girl has spent like over 3 stacks just on flights. And I want to make this very clear that none of the friends in my life and the people in my life have made me feel like I'm not present, or that they would want me to be putting myself in a detrimental position just to be there for them. But it's so important to me, as someone who has seen the fragility, I guess, of life, that I want people to know, prior to being in a box, prior to putting flowers on your grave, that I love you and that you mean something to me. So I have to figure out a better way of doing that that's not putting me in a detriment, because it's fun. It's so much fun. But like, honestly, this past year has felt like a blur. It's felt like a blur. I know I've gone so many places. I know I've done so many things, but when you're overscheduled, you can't fully enjoy the moment because you're constantly thinking about what you have to do to survive and also get to the next thing. I don't ever in my life want to feel that way again. And the page that I found that had the quote that completely represents, you know, what I'm feeling says, "You may believe that living life to the fullest is seeing every country in the world and quitting your job on a whim and falling recklessly in love. But it's really just knowing how to be where your feet are. It's learning how to take care of yourself, how to make a home within your own skin. It's learning how to build a simple life you are proud of. A life most fully lived is not always composed of the things that rock you awake, but those that slowly assure you it's okay to slow down." That you don't always have to prove yourself. That you don't need to fight forever or constantly want more. That it's okay for things to just be as they are. Little by little, you will begin to see that life can only grow outward in proportion to how stable it is inward. That if the joy is not in the little things first, the big things won't fully find us. And I feel like a lot of people don't get it. And I know that going this long, I guess, being single and not having kids, a lot of people haven't experienced or been able to fully go out and live, I guess, as much as I have, or be on the go. So you look at these things as like, that's what's missing. And that's not always the case. Like, it's okay if you're a wife and a mom. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to own businesses. You don't have to be breaking in 6-7 figures. You are enough. You can have a full life without constantly being here or there or having fancy things, or what does that mean? And I feel like this past year, the biggest gift has been questioning those things. What does it all mean? And what does it all matter? What does it matter? What does it matter if you have these luxury bags that you can't take with you when you're dead? What does it matter, you know, to have these expensive things? What does it matter to have this job title and have a team of people underneath you if you are miserable and unhappy and crumbling on the inside? And there was this quote by Jim Carrey. Gosh, I wish I could find it quickly, but I know I can't. Where he mentioned something to the effects of he wished everyone could be wealthy so they could see that it's not fulfilling or not what you thought it was. You think it's the thing that's going to make you happy. Don't get me wrong, money can solve a lot of problems, okay? Money can solve a lot of problems, but it's still not the thing. If you really pay attention closely to all of these celebrities and actors and actresses and people in the music industry, they all say the same thing. And I guess the biggest blessing is that I've been able to find that out at 32 years old. And so people spend their lifetime trying to figure it out. What I crave, y'all, is balance. I crave getting rest. This past month, I have been feeling so good. I am not as irritated. I am just like jolly again. Bruh, rest is the best crack out there, okay? It hits so different. I crave being rested. I am tired of being tired. In this next season, I'm craving pulling back on being the planner friend. I know that it's a gift, and to whom much is given, much is required. However, y'all, one of the reasons why I enjoy a lot of the social clubs and groups is because I don't have to plan it. I just get to pay my money and show up. And planning it takes a lot. It takes a lot when you do it right. I am the itinerary queen, y'all. For my birthday, I had an itinerary so detailed that I had everybody's sleep quarters laid out. I had their makeup stations laid out. I had the time of our reservation plus the time we needed to be physically in the car or the Uber. I am detailed. What type of outfits I'm wearing, I will include like pictures of what I'm wearing down to the shoes. I will include if there's time for an outfit change or not. Bring a backup, this or that. I am very detailed, setting the reservations. It is very hard. And it can be extremely stressful. It is extremely time consuming. And I just need a break. I just need a season of ease. Am I gonna be traveling next year? Absolutely. Is my travel for 2025 already set? It is. It is. And I've already had to decline some things. I've already had to be like, bruh, don't add me to your list. Don't count on me being there, because I want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to be able to fully be in the moment. I want to not be thinking about what I gotta do when I get home. I'm only gonna be home for 2-3 days. Then I need to pack this, do this, run to the store. This and this is coming up. I want to be able to fully enjoy it, to be able to take it in a way that I feel like I haven't in a long time. I am excited to look at my calendar and see blank spaces. To see blank spaces. Y'all have no idea. And even in the desiring to date and stuff now, like, I have had more than one man tell me like, I don't really think that you have space for a relationship in your life. And the first time it really like offended me, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's just an excuse. If you really wanted to, you could get in where you fit in. But being real, y'all, like having 6 weeks where I didn't have an opportunity to go on a date because I was gone. And then one guy was like, you know, I love that you're living your life, but it's like, you gone for 6 weeks, and then when you come back, you always got someone here staying with you. When are you free to go on a date on a weekend? Patty is free next year for dates, okay? I got time, boo. I was like, you know, that is very serious. And I also feel like it's a season of making room for the things that I truly desire in life. And I also feel like Big G wanted me to come to this conclusion so I could finally unbig my back a bit, so that I won't mismanage what he wants to give me. And I just have to live it out for real and be real about what I can and can't do, letting my no be my no and being okay with it, because it's really hard. And one of the things I've been excited about is that my photography business in Charlotte has been growing, y'all. It has grown so much in the past few months, just with me being still. And y'all, I have not changed nothing. My marketing strategy has not changed. My marketing materials have not changed. I have not used any type of new hashtags. I honest to God believe it was just Big G. It was God. It was like once I said my first no to going on a trip, and it made me so sad because I really wanted to be there for my friend. She is always the friend that shows up in any and every way. It hurt my heart to say no. As soon as I said no, y'all, I was getting photography inquiries out the like wazoo, like just left, right, center. I'm like, oh my goodness. And it's been lately, every time I say no to something, I'm like, well, look at that. You're creating the space, and I want to continue to do that. And I'm really excited about it. Another thing I'm excited about is my fitness journey for next year. It's been hard trying to stay consistent when you're gone all the time. And I was even trying to find like fitness creators that live busy schedules, but none of them had busy schedules. Most of them either fitness was their full career, or they just worked a 9 to 5. It wasn't like they work a 9 to 5. They also had a side business, and they were gone 2-3 weekends a month. I could not find that. And so somebody to be like, this is how you get it in. I'm exhausted. And you know you do not lose weight when you're super stressed or when you're not getting sleep. So my fitness goals are in alignment with my physical goals, in the sense of slowing down, getting rest, and my path towards fitness has changed. I used to have really bad body dysmorphia, especially in college, high school, real bad, in college, and I've done a lot of the crash diets, y'all, and that does not work for me. What I'm really trying to do is work on a gradual lifestyle change. So I'm not doing keto, I'm not calling all sugar, all carbs, and nothing like that. I am going to start by things as small as this. When I go to my Chick-fil-A and get my Chick-fil-A order, instead of getting the large fries, I'm gonna get the medium. A month later, let's switch over to grilled. A month later, let's stop getting the sweet teas every time we go get food and just get water, because the juice is not my issue. It's really the sweet tea. You know, instead of getting 3 cookies, let's get 2. Then let's get 1. Then let's do it every other day. It's making those small micro habits, because a lot of the research I've seen, and I know for myself, going cold turkey does not work. I don't want to be constantly stressed out about this isn't working. I'm not getting on a scale every day just to have a mental breakdown just because I don't see something moving the way I want it to move. I don't want to be a slave to what my body looks like. I just want to be healthy. And that's for me, realistically, with my lifestyle, trying to work out 7 days a week and doing 2-a-days. Only worked during COVID because nobody was shooting photography wise. There was nothing to do. I work remote. So of course, all I'm doing is working a chill remote job. I can go outside and work out in the morning and in the evening. That's not realistic for a lot of people. 3 to 4 days a week is realistic. Making those micro habits in my diet is realistic for me. So I'm very excited to bring y'all along for that journey, because I think it's gonna be just a lot of fun. I think it's going to be nice trying new classes and things. I miss dance. Dance is something I'm very excited to get back into. I went to a yoga class recently, a sultry yoga class, and realized how stiff my hips are. And I met a lady there who teaches soca dance classes, workout classes. One of my big goals for next year is to learn how to samba. Yeah, like I need to move my body in a way that's fun for me, and I miss the dance workout class I had going to in the DMV. Y'all, I was there 2-3 times a week. Every week I would get my little 10,000 steps in an hour. I loved it. It made me so happy. It was just a joy. So I'm also looking for community that has those same types of goals. Getting the rest, working on nutrition, not being overly scheduled, getting your rest, and I'm excited about it. The next thing that I wrote down to talk to y'all about was, I guess we already talked about my goals and stuff, but the yearning, I guess, for understanding. I don't really know where that's really coming from, and I guess I'm excited to unpack what it is, but I don't know. Sometimes I go through these phases where I really want to talk to somebody that's like in the thick of it and knows like exactly what I'm feeling. Even when it comes to like the abstinence celibacy journey. I use the term abstinence because to me, using the term celibacy means you're like making some type of an agreement with God, and I ain't fixing to lie to Big G like that. I ain't fixing to lie to him like that. So I call it an abstinence journey. But all the things you learn about yourself, like I really don't know a lot of people who have been in that journey, because you know a lot of people have been lucky and fortunate to just find their person earlier in life, but a lot of people have always been dealing with someone in some way, whether it's just sexual or dating. There's always been a partner there, and the things you learn about yourself when you have made an active choice to not even date, just to seriously, what is a full life on my own look like? I want to talk to somebody about it so bad. I really do, because it's just the way you look at things, the way like your tolerance for things changed. Even when I was dealing with somebody very, very briefly last year, y'all, I was so freaking proud, and I wish that I really would have taken a moment to really celebrate that I was able to cut it off when I knew it was not. So at some point, the camera cut off, y'all, and I have no idea what I was in the midst of saying. Oh my goodness, I've said so much. I've been talking so long. I feel so bad. I hope you caught the gist of what I was saying. I talked about the word of the year, but you know what? Maybe whatever I said towards the end just didn't need to be heard. Maybe that's the case, but I did just want to say, all in all, I am grateful that this year looks a lot different than last year. I am in a season of immense gratitude. I'm in a season where I feel like I'm becoming more wholesome. I'm losing the taste for things that I just not interested in. Like, it's such a beautiful but also hard moment, because you can see yourself shifting, but sometimes that shift doesn't happen for everybody else at the same time. So it's just, it can feel isolating, it can feel a little bit lonely, but it's also very beautiful. What I was saying before I realized it wasn't recorded is I just wanted to speak to the people who are going through something, who is in the midst of a really, really hard season. This time last year, I was jobless. This time last year, I was extremely depressed. This time last year, I was very suicidal. And I'm very happy that I'm in a completely different space. And I just wanted to let you know to keep holding on and to try not to focus on who's not helping you, who the people are that you done poured and hopped out your bed for in the middle of the night that didn't show up for you. Because I'm laughing, but I know it hurts. I know it hurts, and I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel, but try not to stay in those feelings. Try to focus on who is showing up for you, because listen, the people that showed up for me, when I'm up, baby, they ain't ever gonna have to want or need for anything. And sometimes I also think, whether we like it or really want to accept it or not, sometimes God is really doing a weeding season, and it's really answering our prayers, but not in the way we want, not in the way we want, not in the way we want. But sometimes there is a weeding season that's needed. Sometimes God does want to weed those people out of your life and how you have them ranked in your life. Life is hard, and don't ever have anybody make you feel like it's not, because it is. It is. But try to focus on the people who are, and to remember to take it day by day. Walking by faith is not easy. Okay, it sounds so cute. Yes, I'm gonna walk by faith and I'm gonna wait on the Lord. All that is fine and dandy until your bank accounts are in the negative. When there is no reserves, there's no 401k, there's no investments, when everything in your life is at a zero, babes, my beloveds, it's hard. It is hard. That's a different type of walking by faith and not by sight. And that's not something that a lot of people will be able to understand, and that's okay. Something that I did not say in the previous yapper portion that got cut off is, one of the things I would like to just say is to stop diminishing what people are going through. I know that toxic positivity is a thing, and I definitely feel like that I've definitely been a victim of it, but also a person who has done it. I feel like my default has always been joy and always been optimism. But I felt like last year, I'm always a person that says two things can be true. And last year was like, I am acknowledging my feelings, okay? I am acknowledging that yes, I love God. Yes, I know He gonna work it out, but this does not feel good. And I do not like how I feel right now. And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I feel like God desires more authentic relationships and authenticity from us. Call it for what it is. It hurts. It's hard. Help me carry this. I think it's very important to have people in your life who can pray for you when you can't fix your mouth to do it. Because there will be those seasons. I kind of really don't trust anybody that's never been through a season like that with God. Because are you really? Because I don't know if y'all saw the Jamie Foxx special, but when he was asking God, like, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I'm just out here trying to love people and make people laugh. And he felt like he heard God say, you know, because he was asking why about this not happening to those bad people. And he felt like he heard God say, because those people already belong to somebody else. Being a Christian is hard. It is hard. It is hard. And I felt like I had to accept a lot of hard truths about myself and who I thought God was in this previous season. I really, really do. I was just like, I know God is good. I know God is intentional. I know everything that He does serves a purpose. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't feel it. It hurts. It hurts. But it took this hurting season for me to realize that I needed to unbig my back and slow down with all the things that I'm trying to do. It took this season for me to realize who needs to be higher ranked in my life. It took this season for me to realize that a full life doesn't just mean being outside constantly and blowing a bag. And I'm grateful. And don't allow people to diminish how hard it is for you, because it's hard. And I know that sometimes people will be like, oh, I can't believe you're talking like this. You got to go this place and this place this year. You have no idea how hard, emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually, it was for me to show up this year. You have no idea. You have no idea. And just because someone puts a smile on their face doesn't mean it's not hard. And I feel like sometimes people want to try to make you feel better about what you're going through by saying things like, oh, well, this person had it worse, or this. Don't diminish how I'm feeling. Because I'm also able to understand that though everything was at a negative for me, I still had parents and family who could help me out. Some people have had to get evicted. Some people have had to go to homeless shelters, sleep in their cars, sleep out on the street. How dare I diminish or try to compare what I went through to them? You know what I'm saying? So trying to compare what I went through to somebody who had cash reserves, to someone who got bonuses, to someone like who got severance, it's not the same. Don't do that. Don't do that to people. And I know that I have done the toxic positivity thing, and I really, really apologize that I did not yet have the knowledge or understanding to hold space for those people when they were going through what they were going through in a better way. So I will wrap all of this up to say, y'all, I am very happy and thankful to be in a completely different space this year. Because this time last year, I was jobless. I was severely depressed. I was very much suicidal. I was very ashamed. I was very hopeless. I was very embarrassed. But now, I feel rested. Now, I can start to see things clearer. So take your time and be gentle with yourself. And one of the things that I kind of wish I would have did was stop. I kept feeling like I just wanted to get back to who I was and what my life looked like before, that I didn't take the time to just be like, bruh, it's not the same. It's not the same. And it was so hard for me to admit that things were different and that I couldn't keep moving like I was moving. Hold space for yourself and take it day by day. It might be a good year. It might be not be a good year, but know that the rain don't last forever. So thank y'all so much for watching. I'm so excited for this upcoming year. I feel a sense of increased faith and optimism and peace about it, even if it doesn't look like the way I want it to look like. I just pray that it's putting me where I need to be, which I know Big G gonna do anyway. He'll be doing it some ways I don't like, but I know that he gonna do it anyway. And I'm excited to share on this journey with y'all. I'm excited to kind of change up how I've been running my channel and focusing on some things. I think I finally discovered what I want my pillars to be, and also kind of switching up how I'm filming things too. I felt like I've been so exhausted that I don't have the extra energy to keep moving the camera or the phone to do all the things I really want to do, but I am feeling rested and inspired, and I want to share that. So thank y'all so much for watching. I will catch y'all in another video. Bye.